What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about An Intrusion. So An Intrusion is a brand new film, to not be mistaken with the Netflix film called just simply Intrusion that I believe also came out this year. An Intrusion is a brand new film coming out later this week on Friday, and I got a chance to check it out a little bit early. A big thanks to those over at Gravitas Ventures for sending me over another early screener to talk about a movie. As you can tell from probably the poster and from their title, this is a home invasion film. And this is one of my favorite subgenres of horror, mainly because it's the creepiest. I don't really get scared when I watch horror anymore. I haven't really in a very long time. I've been watching horror my entire life, and very rarely do I ever find myself genuinely creeped out by something. There may be eerie tones, feel, or vibes at times. There may be some jump scares that make me jump, but I'm never really scared. I never worry about having nightmares or being in the dark and really seeing something creepy in my own head because of my imagination is ramped up from that movie. It very rarely happens. But home invasion films freak me out, and obviously that's because that stuff can really happen. So when I saw that this movie was something I was going to be able to check out a little bit early, I was definitely intrigued. I was also happy to see people in this film that I was familiar with, like Scout Taylor-Compton, as well as Keir Gilchrist and Billy Boyd from the Lord of the Rings films, even though the three of them are in pretty small roles, Scout Taylor-Compton being in the bigger of the three roles. But yeah, I was definitely intrigued to check this movie out. I was definitely interested, again, as a big fan of this subgenre. And now, having seen the film, what I can say about it is that I kind of found it to be a mixed bag for me. There were moments I was 100% into the story, the characters, and what was happening. There was moments I was really into the tension that was being built, but then there were flat out moments where I was bored, or I found that the writing just kind of made things feel inconsistent. I never really truly knew how to feel about characters, and I just never really latched onto anything super deeply. The main character that I ended up kind of attaching to in this film is the character of Joyce, who is the mother in this film. We're going to get into what this film's all about in just one moment without any spoilers, but I do want to really praise that actress. I have her name written down right here, Erika Hoveland. She was great. At first she kind of came across like she was going to be a bit of just a generic wife, mom character in the movie. But over the course of time, she really did grow on me as a character. She had a lot of moments that really made me sympathize with her as a mother, as a wife, and just as a human being. You know, there was one scene in particular that she really gets to shine. It's a single angle scene where she's just giving a really great performance, a really nice big monologue, and she's giving a lot of emotion behind it. And I felt for her character 110%. And I just want to say right now, for anybody who's watching this, who may have been a part of the production, that without a doubt was my favorite scene in the film. I think that that's really where I felt the most for any character, and I think that the actress who played Joyce was phenomenal. So big praise to Erika Hoveland for her performance in this film. And yeah, definitely have some other people I definitely want to praise, like Dustin Prince, who played Sam, our main character, the father. So this movie takes place with a home invasion situation. You have a mother, a father, and their daughter. And at first they think it's specifically having to do with the daughter, that somebody's stalking the daughter. And over the course of the film, things start to get unveiled that start to give us the true reason for why this family is being stalked and has home invaders coming to mess with them. Ultimately, this is a film, again, that I'm kind of torn on, because there were moments that were exciting and filled with tension and filled with emotion. And then there were moments where I just flat out found myself bored and I really didn't even know truly how to feel about the movie. It's not an overly exciting watch with a beautiful 3-act structure and really strong writing for me, but where it did shine, I think it really did shine. Some of those home invasion moments were definitely interesting and tension filled. I was definitely engaged in what was going on, but I think the best part about this movie for me, genuinely, was the relationship between the husband and the wife. And ultimately, our main character, Sam, played by Dustin Prince, he's a character that's kind of tough, because he's a character they try to make you sympathize with at times, but ultimately he's not really a great person. And over the course of the film, you just really never know how to feel about this guy, and he's the main character we're focusing on. Then, like I said earlier, you have the character of Joyce, the wife, who I actually did sympathize with, that I really did connect with. And there was a bit of that back and forth feeling for me, because we're focusing primarily on Sam when I was more interested in Joyce, and Sam just consistently gave me reasons not to trust him, not to like him. And ultimately, by the time the movie was over, I just found myself not really sure of how I felt about anything or anyone in this film. Then you have Angelina Danielle Kama, who plays Rebecca, the daughter, and I just kind of felt like in the whole mix of the family, even though I enjoyed the family drama element, I felt like her character just wasn't given a whole lot to do, and ultimately, by the time the movie goes over, I kind of wish that I'd gotten more from her character, and I just never really did. Ultimately, this is a movie that I think follows a lot of generic tropes when it comes to the home invasion genre, but, you know, does some cool different things with it, specifically around the relationship of the mother and father, but I just don't really feel like they stuck the landing for me. I was never really captivated by anything except for the character of Joyce. I really felt for her character later on in the film, and I still felt for her as the credits were rolling. She was the main character that I was really honed in on, and I kind of wish I felt that way about more characters. I kind of wish that the film and the writing gave me a little bit more to be sympathetic about when it comes to all the characters, when quite frankly I just really never felt attached to anybody while watching, and when it was boring for me, it was rather boring. This film is also written and directed by Nicholas Holland, so I definitely want to, praise his name, because I think there was a lot about this film visually, some of the cinematography, some of the camera angles, some of the way that he wanted these actors to deliver their lines. There were elements in here that were really strong. Like I said, when the movie is really strong, I was really into it, but I just never really found myself completely engaged. But I think that when it comes to some of these emotional scenes and these emotional scenes of dialogue, I think that's where Nicholas Holland really, really shined as the director in those scenes. So that's going to be my quick thoughts on An Intrusion. I don't think this is a movie to rush out and immediately see or rent or purchase. I think if this is something that intrigues you, it seems interesting to you, if the poster looks cool to you, whatever the case may be, yeah, give it a watch. It's a harmless watch, but you guys know what I think about it now, so I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Have you seen this movie? Have you not seen this movie? Are you going to see this movie when it comes out? Obviously, depending on when you watch this video, the movie may or may not already be released, but depending on when you're seeing it right now, as of today, it'll be out later this week on Friday. So a big thanks to you guys for watching. Genuinely always appreciate your love and support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.